So, part 2 of Bitcoin weekend analysis. Disclaimer, this is for educational purposes only, not a suggestion to trade. So down to the H4, and we could tighten up that trend line a little bit here. Back on the daily again. Excuse me. That's a bit better. So H4, what do we know about that? Well, in order to continue either up or down, it's got to break out of the previous H4 level, and we got some sort of weird doji thing going on there, or flatline for 4 hours, but that's probably something to do with the weekend hours. I'm not familiar with Bitcoin at the weekend really, and certainly don't want to be trading it with real money, but categorically we know it moves quite drastically when it gets going. Excuse me. So H4 high and low, it's got to bust out of that one in order to go any higher, and it's got to bust out of the low in order to go any lower. So we have now got a nice clear gap on this H4 chart to the tune of, excuse me, I'm going to cough again, 6,000 pips roughly, give or take, 7,500. so with a 3,500 pip spread, you got a good few, well, 100% chance of beating the spread, as it were, double the spread in distance there. So there is a trade, but you can see now why I don't bother trading it. Just one moment, my dog is annoying me. Right, I'm back, dog sorted. And then when it breaks this low, we've got a gap there, although this low here is potentially a problem area. So we need a level on that. What have we got going on here? A resistance level, but it's been closed through, so we don't need to draw that on. Price is trying to break through that level as we stand, by the looks of it. So technically we've broken through that level because we've clearly closed through time and time again. Resistance, old resistance, that's the high vol candles, effectively becomes a problem when the price is going down. So if I quickly draw that on, but I will take it off again, you can see how price reacted to that level there. It tested it, failed, tested it, failed again, tested it, finally came through it and closed. Resistance failed to hold as support, and the price just crashed. However, I couldn't have traded that candle because it was still the open candle when it went all the way down there, and we are using this as an example, say for a cable chart or something, not Bitcoin. Don't because the spreads are so bad and the gaps are so small relatively. This gap on cable would probably represent, I don't know, 30-40 pips or more with the volatility we have in the markets at the moment, maybe 100 pips. So you can see with a 2 pip spread that becomes viable. With a 36,000 tick spread or whatever they call it on this Bitcoin, it's not so much fun, but it can be traded, and there are people that trade it. Personally, I think it's a waste of time. But there are many millionaire Bitcoin owners out there, so who's the clever ones? So we are approaching this H4 resistance at the moment. Let's have a look on the H1. Oh, while we're here also, now it's worth mentioning, we could have talked about this. I consider this to be absolutely fantastic. The amount of information you can get from this histo alert, I'm still learning. It's only been on my charts 3 or 4 months, if that. I always relied on this one that's been on my charts for 15 years, and I like it a lot, but it's got nowhere near the amount of information that the histo alert has. Can't share this one anyway because it's proprietary, and I signed an NDA 15 years ago on it. but you don't need it. This free indie here, the histo alert, set on 8, and I've chosen 8. Someone asked me that a while back, but I couldn't reply to his comments on YouTube. I chose 8 because it worked with my old indie, which is good. If you've got an indie that you like, then you can test other indies against it to see if they match up. And also, because I'm such a precision price action trader on the candlesticks, it ties up with when I get my triggers on the candlesticks as close as I need it anyway. So that's that. So when you get this cross the 20, that's when you want to start thinking about well, you start thinking about trading when it changes from above 0 to below 0 for shorts, green to red, and then when the momentum builds up, you can clearly see the price starts to move. Look at this lot here. It is amazing. I like it as well because it's a traffic light. I like histograms much more than the squiggly lines, and that's that really. So where we are here at the moment, if we get a break up over the 20 level, then you know there's some sort of activity going on, and then you may get a pullback, and that will be confirmed by the candlestick analysis and how those works, which you need to watch other videos of mine, and then potentially turn from red to green again, and that would be, providing the candlesticks agree, that would be the trigger to get involved, and obviously the broken breaks of these support and resistance levels. So back to the H4, we can clearly see that that's what happened here. We didn't get a pullback. We broke through a significant level over here, and then price just didn't look back. Not so much here, oddly enough, although there was good pips to be made by the looks of it after the break of the 20, and it had exhausted itself actually in that case. But here, break through the 20, pull back, 2 candles, then start to move down. I wouldn't have actually traded this until we'd clearly broken through that monthly low there, and then you can see it just collapsed. So histo works well, candlestick analysis works better, and but combined they are pretty damn amazing. So let's just have a look at H1 and see whether we can spot. Oh, H4, let's have a look at the candles. We've got an uptrend going on, low, high, high, low, higher, high. These are 2 inside bars, so they get disregarded. Then I'm not sure which was highest out of these two. High 28.84, high 21.48, so that's the highest high. Oh, we've got this one here, sorry, I do apologise. Low, high, high, low, higher, high. Then we've got we need to have a break below here before I'd consider shorting it. We could have targeted that level with this situation here, not this one here. Once again, we could have targeted that level at that point by the potential reversal, low, high, high, low, higher, high, high, low, lower, high, lower, low. We wait for the break of that low there in order to be able to target there. So there was no valid signal to the short side on this H4 chart. We can look at this one here to see a valid signal on the long side on this H4 chart. High, high, low, that's the penultimate candle, the one before the ultimate low. High, low, lower high, lower low, low, high, higher low, higher high. This level has been broken. We can put that in, it doesn't interfere with any other levels, and closed above. Longs are good to go. Generally, I want to see a pullback here to see this level tested, but as we've broken numerous other highs as well with that one push up, I can see why it didn't pull back. So that looks like yeah, that's the last high that was broken, and it does look like price pulled back to test it before it continued on. We can look at that on the internals, but I don't want to I'm very wary of making this video too long, so let's just quickly take the scroll off and drop down one level at a time. Where's that green vertical line? There it is there. excuse me, I'll highlight it. Where's that daily high gone? Oh, H4 high, wasn't it? So that was the breakthrough, and that's the test of that by the looks of it. One more time frame down, and then I'll close this video. Yeah, so I don't know where. I'm not going to waste time going back to where I put that breakout candle there, but potentially that might have been the breakout. That's the retest, and that's the continuation. But I'm not going to go make this video any longer. I'm going to go and call this a day. This is part 2. Remember, if you like my videos and they have anything of any value to you, do click like on the YouTube channel and subscribe, and perhaps have a look at a few of the others. I have been doing this 15 years. I do know my way around a candlestick chart, if I do say so myself. Thank you for watching. Have a great weekend.